Thanks. Yeah, what's up, everyone?
Yeah, it's double right here. I don't know if y'all can see him, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
double right here.
Yeah, I like it. Overall, the feeling is very fluent. I feel like it's like you can really feel like you can flow. I just think that the damage needs to be adjusted. The ability when you're like in this heat mode to do like all your moves, it just becomes like really a situation of like who's gonna do who's first and your health. And if it's not matching, then you gotta wait because if you try to like counter someone else, it's just not gonna work the same way as it did as it used to in seven because it didn't exist. Heat, this heat was totally different. So I would say like hoping the official one comes out, things will be a lot more focused on like the damage will be toned down, and then certain frames and moves will be a little bit better. Because like going through the frame data, you're like, well, this is probably not gonna add up, but for most of all, it's an amazing, amazing game what we're getting. I'm so glad it's coming like real soon because we're gonna jump all of it like on it nonstop.
I was gonna ask you something before.
Yeah.
What you think of Ling Zayu? Because I heard she's people, some top players that I asked, like Shadow and stuff.
Hmm.
He thinks he's one of the most underrated characters in A, and he says that she's mad OD. He says that that's the strongest she's ever been.
Yeah, I mean, to be frank, she did lose like two things that I thought like I understand one of them in AOP with her like a for neutral like thing because this game is not about like no one taking half life like that quickly. So, but I feel like they could have gave her at least one launcher from AOP. Overall, she is way more effective. Her tools are a lot more gonna make you think twice when you interrupt or try to sidewalk her because her hypnotist stance and some of her frames are a lot better. So overall, I think she's a much more like well-rounded character, and she has a lot of the tools. And I'm great. I'm glad that they added them to her, but I wish they would just give her one more too.
Kazano says she lost Infinite War combo.
Oh yeah, she did. She did.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit was mad cheesy, bro.
Yeah, she's not gonna have those same kind of quirks she did in like the first CB. Like,
Devil on the mic. Okay, okay.
yes, sir. But yeah, like, what do you think all around? Do you like it?
I like the game. Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of crazy though. It's a little worrisome because I
Yeah,
feel like at a high level it might get too crazy.
yeah,
But I feel like it's one of those games like if you lab a lot, you should be alright.
hmm,
Cause like we just eating this shit because we not labbing. But I kind of feel like
yeah,
when we get into the game, we probably because I heard the side step is really good.
yes,
So probably when we get put in heat like that, we probably just step the shit instead of just guessing like that.
yep,
And it seems armor moves are really cheap in this game because you saw I was just armoring back and forth with you.
yeah,
It's kind of crazy, but there's holes to the arm moves. You could do lows, you could bait them out.
hmm,
I also noticed that the heat smasher, the joint that depletes your heat,
yes.
it beats out all heat.
Wow, yeah,
I went into heat and you did the heat smash on me, and it literally just went through me.
yep,
So that's good to know. I noticed that when I saw a match video, it's still
hmm,
kind of a big risk. It's not a big risk, but all your heat is gone when you do it. So
yeah, yeah. You're like, it's got to be effective for when you're gonna use it in combo or open space to take that damage, because at least if it blocks it, at least you're safe, but you have no comeback factor where the other person will have like key and everything else at their arsenal, so it's effective.
yeah, that joint is cheap. I think
Hmm.
characters in this game is gonna be like on some joint. Like it's gonna depend how good you are in heat. The character, because some characters kind of whack in heat. Like I
Yes.
think Law is kind of whack in heat.
Yeah.
The only thing he got good in heat is that his 1+2 nunchaku is normal launcher in heat.
Mm.
But it's not like in heat, like he has like really good shit in heat. Like Paul. Paul is just 50/50s in heat all day.
All day. Yeah.
Kazuya doesn't seem that great in heat neither.
Nice. Hmm.
Jin is mad cheap in heat.
Yep.
Steve Fox looked kind of crazy in heat.
Yeah.
So
But
I think it's just
hmm,
gonna depend.
definitely.
Somebody asked, does Devil like the aggressive style of T8?
I do. I like the fact that you don't have to like. You have obviously these options have been here, backdash, the sidewalk, but now you have actual tools within your moveset to like counteract the person's aggressiveness. So they have to respect you at a certain point to where they can't like put this pressure on you. Like if you're fighting against like a Steve Fox or back in seven, there was a lot of things you could do to keep going or stay on plus. But now you got all these other tools that are not going to allow that person to do that. So it's really going to make them think. And now you're going to be thinking the whole match, like, okay, I know I can't be rushed down, but then what other tools are going to got? Because now I'm going to be constantly, there's always this mix up game that you're going to be playing in your head that you have to work with. But I feel like there's a balance now before, like, there's not like this crazy rush down factor. you know to stay blocking for a point, and then you can start being aggressive. But there's a balance now, so no one can just keep running that every single game on you. You have an option for it.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
I think just the thing of like characters having like fucking some characters having counter hits and some other don't. That's gonna be a big
Hmm.
game changer. Like people like Lee and Steve are probably gonna be really good
Yep.
because they're gonna be one of the few characters that be like, "Oh, you pressuring me? You better be careful with this button." Because even Law, his Magic 4 got nerfed. It's 13 games now, and he
Wow.
has to finish
Hmm.
his string. Lee's Magic 4, he has to finish his string, but it's still 11.
Okay.
So stuff like
Hmm.
that, and then Steve got back one still.
Wow. Yeah, he's got
So
that.
not everybody's got counter hit got toned down, but not everybody.
Yeah.
Like Brian could still take half life off of 4-3 and 3+4.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And all that dumb shit that he got.
He
So
was doing that stuff in tournaments,
so
so
it's
it's
like
pretty.
to me it
Yeah.
was kind of crazy that people said Brian was whack, and then I played a Brian in the last beta, and I got one time on counter and I died. I'm like, yo, this is literally the same thing as Tekken 7.
That's
And he
crazy.
got all that taunt dumb shit on the wall too. So
Yeah. His.
it's kind of weird that
Hmm.
some characters have like strong counter hit games and don't. But I think it's just a balance, right? Like I give you an example, like Lee
Hmm.
Chalan, right? Like Lee has all his counter hits,
Hmm.
but he has like no mix ups,
Yep.
like none. Like slide don't knock down no more. It's
Mm.
only +3 on hit. Yeah, he got like no 50-50.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
they gave him way more plus frames on block now.
Okay.
So that's the balance, right? Take away his mix ups and nerf his lows,
Give him plus. Yeah.
but he plus and counter hits.
Hmm.
So I think like that balances it. Steve, on the
Yes.
other hand, though, got his counter hits and he can mix you up.
Yes.
So there's a big balance difference in this shit. So I hope they balance it a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, as it gets closer to the game, they'll release more content so we can see exactly what adjustments and changes were made, and then we can like ready for the characters that we're using because it's gonna be really, really big. Like as soon as it hits day one, download city to like really map out what's going on with the
Everybody's
character.
gonna be downloading your Go too, so that's another thing.
Oh snap! I forgot about
Yeah, they download
that.
your ghost. You can go online and be like, oh, I want to beat this guy. You just download his ghost and train against him to see what he does. That's OD.
That's better than practice mode, man. That's
It is.
crazy.
Well, we gotta see
Yeah.
how good that ghost shit actually is though, because like the ghost stuff, like
Hmm.
when I was using the ghost shit, right?
Yep.
I was training my ghost.
Hmm.
Like he did some of the stuff I was doing, like his backdash and movement was good, but he was kind of doing like scrubby shit that I don't do, like 3-2s with paw and shit like that. I'm like, I don't do that.
Yeah, that's not you. Yeah.
Yeah, like just doing it raw. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I think it definitely needs some work. But Markman told me, he said it takes at least 10 games for this shit to fully download you.
Wow.
So it could mimic you.
Wow.
So I'm gonna see when the game comes out, and then we could download each other's ghosts.
Yep.
And then, well, it's a lot to look forward to, man. It's a good game, and it should be fun.
Yep.
Hopefully, because I know you're gonna make Victor.
Yeah.
You like Noctis? Because he's like Noctis.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked him towards the end. I liked what they gave him in the last update that we got for T7.
He's like Noctis with Kunimitsu. He looked mad cheap, Victor. I told you he got the Noctis shit.
Oh yeah.
Shit. I think it's like, I don't know what's the notation at. I think it's 2-2-1-2, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, why Victor got that? And he got the teleportation shit.
Yeah.
He looked mad cool though.
Yeah.
I don't know about the way he plays though, and he don't look like he belong in Tekken. He look like he from John Wick or.
Yes, completely different from our our game stories. So it's pretty just.
So he looked dope. Like I wouldn't play him.
Yeah.
Like visually, he looks like, oh, this guy look cool.
Yeah, he does. Sorry, let's just text him. All right, I gotta run, guys. Great to hang with you guys. Good James GM. Can't wait to play you again.
I'll have you on here next time for sure, man. We could play when the game comes out.
Hell yeah, I'll be ready. All right, later.